Hey, P Stars, it's your boy Evil the Any Star, host of the Next podcast, doing a solo podcast, talking here about the Randle snub in this USA Olympic team thing. So anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna get right into it. Next podcast, let's do it. Hey guys, what's going on? It's a late podcast for me. For the guys that are seeing it live, we're gonna be talking about Julius Randle, man. I'm on Twitter. I was actually about to go to sleep, but I just see people talking about it, man. It just like something just missing out of the whole conversation. And also too, I want to shout out to Kev Cornerstone, man. Me and him were arguing today about Frank Ntilikina. So not to sidetrack with that, but just the whole Frank Ntilikina thing. It's a little bit drawn out because I mean the guy hasn't really give us a reason to be talking about him so much, and so much anger and stuff gets into this conversation, and it's not really called for. And there's a lot of things in this life that mean more than basketball. That's all tired cliche. But I mentioned all that, just shout out to Cornerstone and stuff like that too. To make sure you check out his stuff that he's doing with Uncle Freezy. But bring light back to this Julius Randle thing, man. Like I said, life is bigger than basketball. There's a lot more to it, man. But let's just get right into it. I'm going to start sharing some things. The first thing that you look when you put in Julius Randle and Olympic team, if you just wanted to find out what was going on, you see a lot of basically snuff articles, man. So I'll see if I can share this, man. The computer's acting up a little bit today. The first one is this one. Simple Google search. Julius Randle Olympic team. New York Post is always the first one, tabloid thing. Team USA never made Knicks Julius Randle an offer. Clutch Points, of course, is another one that they say the harsh truth about Julius Randle. If you click it, they get into all these different narratives, and it's just kind of crazy and almost embarrassing a little bit. Kevin Love replacement option, whatever. So they purposely put this out there just to point like a negative thing about it, because Julius Randle is really the bystander in this, because it's not up to him to get picked. And he already did what he had to do to get himself even in the conversation by playing so well this year. He ended up being the most improved player. We can get into his stats in a second, but I just want you to look at all these different articles and stuff. It's just going crazy. Hoops hype. Everybody's in on this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? So let's just get out of this. Let's just talk about Julius Randle stats for a minute before we get into what I really want to talk about. Julius Randle, like I said, most improved player. Let's check out his stats. Of course, we're gonna go to Basketball Reference. He's only 26, and people make it seem like he's 35, but he's been in the NBA a while. But I can tell you, this freaking computer's acting up today. It's not really helping me out today with trying to get these stats up here. But I might have to do this manually, guys, for the time being. So anyway, Julius Randle averaged 24, 10, and 6 for that first year. He also had, great percentages of 47% from 2-point range. Free throw percent is 81%. 3-point percent is 41%. But you guys already know this, right? So he earned a spot. He earned to be in the conversation, to be in this Olympic team. He actually should have been one of the power forwards to be automatically added to this list. But the one thing that's missing from this whole conversation is the picture, the thumbnail that I put up in the beginning here. His family. You know what I'm saying? He has a little baby. The little boy, he was born in 2016. But they're holding her belly. They're expecting a child. She's not really showing as much. People like to say. She might be about 6 months now. I think her due date is in August. If it's not August, it's sometime this year. Sometime before really like the winter kicks in. You know what I'm saying? So, when you're having a kid, you don't want to be away from your family, especially all across the world in Japan, or like in Vegas or whatever, just trying to get yourself prepared and assimilated to this whole Olympic thing. It takes a lot of time and energy for you to get used to your teammates and, just get used to like different plays and all this other stuff. It's a big commitment. So, personally, if it was me, I wouldn't even have put my name in the hat to begin with. Because I think in the beginning he was invited to the camp. He was at the camp, whatever. And I think he declined. He declined himself to go be with his family. But I can't find that article, so I can't prove that. So I know I tweeted about it before on Twitter, just talking about that whatever, and then all the various chats that I'm in, everyone was talking about it for like the last week or so. But I could have sworn distinctively that Julius Randle pulled himself out because that his wife is expecting. So to me, I think that's the most important thing of this whole equation is on families first. Basketball is one thing and whatever, and all the narratives and stuff like that, all the articles that are posted about certain guy to put the person in distress. Like it's not their fault that they didn't get chosen. The USA basketball team guys, they try to say that he didn't have experience, he didn't really have much playing time with the team USA and things of that nature. It's everything is just basically new. So I really don't like that comment. They should have just left that alone. They're trying to save face of why they didn't just put Julius Randle on the team to begin with. They use Draymond Green. The person that they ended up using was Shaqtin' the Fool. He was like the king of the Shaqtin' the Fool. But the thing is, the Team USA doesn't have height, so they need shot blocking. People say Mitchell Robinson should have been selected then if they want to do that. But Julius Randle's shot blocking is not all that, man. They in the beginning of his career was supposed to be projected to be 5 blocks a game, like an all-time great. But those blocks have gone down considerably, and he's come back down to earth where he's giving you 1.6, I believe was last year or whatever. So I mean, he's I don't think he's gonna get 5 and 6 like everyone was dreaming that he was gonna get that first year when he was blocking shots, 3-point shots and shots at the rim at back and forth. He didn't really do that this year because he's been adding weight and he's not slim, like how he was before. That athleticism is just not there like it was. He's still a good player. Not saying that he wouldn't do well in Team Olympics, but they sent him home the year before, because of like maturity issues or whatever the situation is with Mitchell Robinson. So that's the reason why they didn't get Mitchell Robinson in there. So I mean, you bring this other dude in there. He has a lot of NBA experience and he's been on the Olympic team before. You know what I'm saying? Is involved with the USA basketball team before, so you can't really knock any of that stuff, man. So anyway, I just want to shine light to Julius Randle's family. Like I said, he has a little boy that was born in 2016. He's basically like the adopted son of all Knicks fans. Because I see my son in that little kid. I see my 3 sons in that little kid, man. So just being able to play basketball and have your son look up to you in that way, that's like a dream come true. Like that's like the perfect situation for any father to have your kid, fall in love with the game that you fell in love with and want to follow in your footsteps, following the team, crying, being so emotionally attached to something that you're involved in. That's the only thing that any father would want, man. So it's amazing, and he has a beautiful wife as well. Like I said, they're expecting this child, but I tried to put the stats up there. Something's going on with the computer, man. But let's talk about his wife. That's Kendra Randle. Same thing. Like I said, something's going on with my computer here. But we'll just do like a simple Google search. Same thing like I did with the thing before. You just Google Kendra Shaw. Well, I actually Googled Julius Randle married. So Kendra Shaw pops up. That's her real name, her government. They had the kid first, and then they got married, which is nothing wrong with that. Things happen, things move a little bit faster than you wanted to. Maybe you wanted to save a little bit extra money. Maybe you wanted the perfect wedding and this, that, and the other, but you got a little excited. Next thing you know, the baby's coming, and you can't really get the sick wedding that you really wanted or whatever the hell. From my personal experience with being married and stuff like that, we ended up getting pregnant a month after getting married, man. So, everybody's story is different, man. So as you can see these pictures, man, you can't really hide the feelings and stuff that you could see in their eyes, and just they're just always attached. Julius Randle's, you never hear about Julius Randle hanging out in those streets or doing anything. Every time you see him with his wife. And now that they had the baby, every time you see Julius Randle, you see him and his family, him and his wife and his little guy here. I'm quite sure when the new one gets here, it's gonna be a full house. You're always gonna see them out there together in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Together. So that's something I just felt like this necessary to highlight, because aside from always arguing and always trying to point the narrative and try to be the first and just trying to be ignorant and just tasteless about different things, sometimes you might need to just step back and just observe what's really happening. What's really important in life, and that is family. Shout out to my Knicks family out there. Everyone that follows the Die Knicks podcast, everybody that follows me on Knicks Twitter, Instagram, and stuff like that. You guys are family, man. We're family through the Knicks. So that's something that's special. That's across all fan bases, because not every fan bases really have that family connection that the Knicks fans have. You want to talk about the Cowboys, you want to talk about the Yankees and stuff like that. Those are more like fraternities. The people want to wear the hat, and it's more like arrogance. Really, Yankee hat is it's just all arrogance. It's like almost like a crown. Same thing with Dallas. The Dallas Cowboys. If you see somebody with Dallas Cowboy jersey on or anything on, like hat or something like that, or a sticker on the car or something like that, you already know what time it is. It's a certain type of person that follows these different teams. The Knicks hat, like I said, it's orange and blue blood. It's a deeper connection when it comes to that, man. So, it's the fan base is a little bit different. But I should say that to say that this is supposed to be something that we do in our spare time. We all have lives outside of this thing, man. So I just think it's kind of like in bad taste, disgusting, really, that they would use the snub, to try to paint it like put it on Julius Randle, put stress on his shoulders, that the reason why, how come they didn't pick him to be on the team. Well, like I said, I could have sworn I saw reports of him pulling himself out of contention because of his family, and I think that should be the correct narrative to throw out there. And let me be the first one, if you haven't heard it from anybody else. Families first, man. When it comes to this stuff, basketball is all fun, podcast is all fun, but sometimes you have to state the real, and just really talk about what really matters. Sometimes it's not all about Frank Ntilikina is a good player, blah blah blah, and you get so angry and stuff like that. But in the grand scheme of things, it's just entertainment. A player like Frank Ntilikina, a player like any favorite player, RJ Barrett. People are getting mad that people are putting in RJ Barrett in trade ideas. Who cares? RJ Barrett could go on to another team and have a great career. We had Gallo here. We had Wilson Chandler. We thought these guys were going to be with us forever. David Lee made an All-Star team as a Knick. They go on to other teams and they do whatever they do. We're still fans of this thing. It has nothing to do with individual players. At the same time, internally, like say like a person like Julius Randle, the USA team might be important to him. But what's more important than any of that? Any of that is family. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I do that from time to time on Die Knicks podcast. Usually on the audio podcast, when I first started out, I always like to throw my little 2 cents in here about life in general, just to kind of give you guys a break from all the stuff that don't really mean nothing out here in these basketball corridors here that we call the internet. So anyway, I just want to shout out everybody here. There's a few people here. Frank Matos, this is becoming something that he does all the time for me. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe, man. Thank you guys for subscribing. I have something I'm trying to work out, man, to make to put a icing on the cake for me, man, because I did hit a milestone recently, and I kind of want to celebrate that. So I'll talk about that a little bit later. Opening quickly in Knox for later. Everybody's still talking about later. Of course, everybody, the hot take with Frank, what I was talking about. I hope you guys got the whole point of this podcast today, and don't really harp on certain words that I said. Harp on the whole thing. That's why I made that the thumbnail the way that I did make it. Jay Tucker, I don't remember seeing you around, so thank you for coming in. Yeah, Frank got to come back. He can come back. You know what I'm saying? But it's not going to be for a lot of bread. At least not in my opinion. I'm not paying Frank Ntilikina all that money. He can come in as a minimum player, and that'll be all good. Because we could use him. We need continuity. Because we definitely gonna. Let's say if we end up spending the $60 million on decent players, what I'm saying, we're gonna need to fill out the roster. So Frank Ntilikina, if he comes here for 5 to the minimum, from minimum to the 5 million, I would bring him back. Anything more than that is too much, man. That goes to for Bullock as well. We overpaid for Bullock to get him here, but that's what we had to do just to get talent. But I don't think Bullock is that good. Maybe a team might want to overspend and bring him back to bring him to their team. I seriously doubt it, man. So same thing with Bullock. He's gonna get a pay cut. He's not gonna get a raise. At least in my opinion. So minimum to 5 million. to keep him unless he wants to go to another team. God bless him. We got bigger fish to fry in New York, man. Yeah, hope all is well. Big Tash. Shout out to everybody. Your Blackest Time. Tony Crow is here. What's up? What's up? Robert Parr. A lot of guys. I just want to shout you guys out before I break up out of here. Who else is here? That's it. Frankie Matos, Orange and Blue, man. That's the family, man. That's the blood in our veins. And like I said, Frankie is paying attention to what I'm saying. I hope the rest of you that catch this on the replay get it as well. So anyway, shout out to Julius Randle and the family. I tagged Julius Randle. Hopefully he sees the video. Much love and respect to you and your family. Like I said, I never hear anything bad about Julius Randle. I never hear anything bad about it from his family. I always see him with his kids. Every time he's by himself, he's with his family. If he's not with them, they're definitely right behind him. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing, and then I just hope everybody sees that example, especially young people. The disrespect culture, a lot of older people, young people are watching the older people on the internet look like fools and stuff, and people are following each other. I hope that people see like people like Julius Randle and use that as an example to copy and emulate, and can look through the smoke. The bullshit that I showed you in the beginning, simple Google search, and you see all the articles and people trying to paint narratives and stuff like that, putting pressure on Julius Randle unnecessarily, you know what I'm saying, and during a time where it's supposed to be like one of the most joyous times in his life. So, these basketball players that get paid a lot of money to navigate through that, to ignore it. Julius Randle's doing a great job doing that. I want to put up the Instagram because, on Kendra's page, you see him at amusement parks and just hanging out with the family and stuff like that. That's their job to do that, to block out all the BS. But as a Knicks fan, we've been through it all. It's time for us to block that shit out too, man, and really just see the bigger picture when it comes to different things, man. So anyway, shout out to everybody in the chat. Like I said, Robert Parr here. Thank you, Robert Parr, for coming in for the first time. Randall sending examples like Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter is another one. Derek Jeter never got married, never had kids, or whatever. He's been with every famous female that you could possibly think of, and you never hear any dirt about him. When they try to scoop it up and they try to ask a woman and give them leading questions and stuff, Derek Jeter, they always say something good about him. Say, so tell me about Derek Jeter. They want to hear the smoke. Oh, he was a good guy. He's very nice. He's very nice to my mom. My mom liked him. They basically all say the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to people like that. These are the examples. Whether or not Derek Jeter did dirt, because I'm quite sure he did a lot of dirt because he came through here when he was like 19 and he ended up, finishing when he was like damn near like in his 40s or whatever. So, there's got to be something that he did, or a system of things that he did. Well, whatever he did it the right way, and he has like no smoke trail behind him. So anyway, it's your boy Eru, 4 fingers to the forehead, tucking a thumb salute. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. You probably see me in state tomorrow. We're gonna have a joint podcast again, talking about some stuff, man. So tune in for that. And I'm gonna be pumping out more solo podcasts during the week, and a couple more guests as well, man. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. For those that missed the podcast, whatever, please hit the replay. Once again, like, share, subscribe, and see you guys on the next one. Peace.